In my 16.5 years of life, I've learned many things, big or small, and random or important. The stuff I was mostly taught were in high school especially. Algebra, English, and science were the big three key parts, though in elementary I've never and still don't understand the need of taking VAPA, visual and performing arts, as a whole class. Despite everything I've experienced in education, none of those certain subjects have compared my interest in the study I've known since 2nd grade, paleontology, or just Oliver's prehistory in general. I was literally looking at all of the best looking encyclopedias of dinosaurs and prehistoric life I could find and look at, even doing a project presentation of the one my dad bought for me. However, despite obsessing over my favorite at the time dinosaurs such as baryonyx, there was one other prehistoric creature who sparked my interest but instead was a massive fish in the later periods, the Miocene and Pliocene, the Carcharodon megalodon. I don't dislike dinosaurs the way I sorta used it, but seeing the descendants of one of the few coolest animals living today, the great white and bull shark, I'm not sure about anything else but have the same love and appreciation for the past super predator back. However, I didn't present it to the class because it wasn't really in the book I had where it was all 75% dinosaurs in the Mesozoic era, while having most of the rest being about the dawn of humans and early cavemen. Though in certainty, almost the whole class knew or heard about an extinct titan of a shark, but not the fact could have possibly squashed with its whale neighbor, the Leviathan. I'm thinking over what I remembered correctly to show my knowledge and honesty, because if I've done research, then it won't really be fair if I explain part of my childhood events. The Carcharodon megalodon lived around 20 to 3.6 or 2.6 million years ago in the Miocene and Pliocene periods, roaming throughout many of the 7 seas such as the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans. Its massive size came to be from the many amounts of protein its past descendants, likely being the hibiscus shark in the Jurassic period, have consumed since the meteor extinction of the dinosaurs 65 million years ago, despite the lack of plantation, oxygen, and sunlight for more than a decade. But hey, life finds a way. Educating myself about Megalodon and more extinct genus of shark was so fun. At the time, I felt like the prehistoric life enthusiast, except I had more ammonite collections. Whenever I was at the San Diego Natural History Museum as a little kid, I've always wanted to inform my parents and old babysitter on the inaccuracies the hanging Megalodon model had, like how the size scale it shows says that it's its biggest form, when it's possible it could have been bigger and longer. And the reasoning people put fake animal models up is because in 1933, when there was a taxidermic blue whale on display in a Swedish museum, a couple were caught inside of it, except I learned about that incident way later in high school. There are some other inaccuracies from what I remember the museum having, like at least 2 more for some butterflies and beetles, because the Dunkleosteus skull model in the Albertosaurus skeleton cast seemed accurate enough. I've always been amused about anything about and related to Megalodon, but bad movies. I've always thought its massive size was enough for it to be the real king of the ocean, unlike Shark Boy who's fictional. But what from I knew in 2nd grade is that even if you have one of the most powerful bites ever with its size and dominancy, we will always face certain challenges. I learned about Leviathan malvili not long after, and it didn't take long for my research of this whale to be associated with any other animal closer associated with Megalodon. According to the findings, these two creatures had beef, and I mean an actual hatred toward each other. Like what we already know about the shark, this whale lived in the Miocene and dominated oceans as apex predators, but they both even ate baleen whales. So basically Leviathan is like a chimp eating smaller primates. It even had the largest teeth of any animal ever, while many whale fossils were found with shark bite marks in the tails and rib cages, making that an extra point for the Megalodon. Not gonna lie, it would be a fire animated TV show seeing these two or whole armies of them go hand in hand with one another. So maybe if I get an animation, that'll be on my list for a saga or arc. I know about the possibility of these two beasts not actually fighting or dominating each other, I get that, but my point is if these creatures were the top apex predators of the oceans at the time, why won't they have fought each other? That's like having 2 kings on the same land with each having their own separate kingdoms. One controls the west, the other controls the east. If these 2 kingdoms interact somehow, the kings very likely don't want a truce with one another. They only want themselves and their own kingdom to be the most dominant in all and rest of the land. The many reasons why war exists and happens. That's why chess exists. During the Miocene, things started to take a turn for the worse when Earth started to experience a dawn of the Ice Age. Almost all of the continents have frozen, though it wasn't better for the ecosystems in the water as well. Many of the vegetation died out, while many organisms found food to be extremely scarce. For the Megalodon Leviathan, the lack of food shortage and freezing water led to their population decline, including other smaller predators either dying off or adapting into smaller future factors in harsh and extreme environments and conditions. Many baleen whales, the ones the Megalodon and Leviathan fed on, managed to eat more protein from the algae and plankton forming or in the ice, leading them to become blue and sperm whales, which we know today. While the large sharks died out and turned into many smaller factors of sharks like the great white and bull shark, though the Leviathan malveoli just died off. I've explained and ranted on what was most important to me about this magnificence of a carcharodon. I believe that despite the appreciation I have for this extinct creature, I therefore am glad it's totally wiped out. The existence of great white and bull sharks seems reasonable, since you can suggest that it's more likely to get bit in New York City than being involved in a shark attack at the beach, so there's an advantage when going to Beach Haven. Megalodon is one out of a lot of other prehistoric animals I can talk and write about, so maybe at this point, researchers and paleontologists can hire and pay me to reorganize what prehistory and museums have done inaccurately not right, while handing me a higher chance of running an office so I can put these paleontology studies in schools as electives or required classes. Anyway, that's about it. Let me know in the comments section which animal I should rant about next. Anyway, see ya.